Everybody, welcome back with the purpaltypus is the name, and welcome to my first deck highlight video. This is the Eevee deck. So, first, what I want to say before we get too far into it is that there are a lot of ways you can go with this deck and the idea of this deck. However, with such limited collections early on, I'm kind of making do with what I have for a lot of situations. So we'll talk about the replacements and then what's core to the deck basically as we go on here. So as an Eevee deck, the very first thing you might realize, can I make this look better? You know what? Let's just go back. Let's hit OK. The first thing you might realize is that Eevee is central to the deck. So we're running two Eevees. And so what's really cool about Eevee is that you could very easily run, basically, it's a good way to run a multicolor deck if you want to. Eevee is like a glue for multicolored decks because even though Eevee is colorless, so it doesn't matter what kind of energy you give Eevee. If you're running water and electricity, your first energy could be water, you give it to Eevee, and then you could, in a turn, basically go into 2 turns, go into Vaporeon, because Vaporeon only requires 1 water and 2 colorless. Whereas if you get a lightning energy, you can put a lightning on Eevee, and then lightning can go into pin missile while Eevee's still able to use tackle. So you always get to basically use the energy you get when you have Eevee, which is very, very good. Sorry, my hair is in my way. Get out of here. So the highlight card of this deck is going to be Eevee, but Eevee itself is a pretty weak card, right? 60 HP and 20 attack on a tackle is not very good. The 2 best cards in this deck are probably Vaporeon, which is they have Bubble Drain, so it is a little expensive. A lot of these stage 1 Pokemon will have 2 energy cost attacks, and that'll do 70 damage. You do get less damage from this. You get 60 instead of 70, but it heals you for 30, but it costs 1 more energy. So it's like a lot of give and take. It's more expensive, harder to use, but healing yourself for 30 after every attack is a pretty big deal. The only time this is not good is if you're going up against a really big EX Pokemon and they tempoed it out really, really fast and you weren't able to get through it fast enough. Like, this Pokemon could be out tempoed, but as a frontline unit, it is pretty darn good. 130 HP is quite a bit higher than what you're normally going to see. I think 90 is the normal HP for a stage 1 Pokemon. So this is a very tanky stage 1 Pokemon that is also able to do relatively good damage and just kind of hold the front line. But so this is kind of a little more defensive, but still very good. But when it comes to offense, Jolteon is kind of jacked, bro. Jolteon does pin missile. It only takes 2 energy. You flip 4 coins. It does 40 damage for each hit. So, I mean, you can hit for 0, right? 20% chance to hit for 0, but there's also a 20% chance that you hit for 160. That can kill pretty much anything in the game. Not literally anything, but it can kill everything that you come up against for the most part. Very, very powerful attack. It averages to be it averages 80 damage. I mean, you have a 60% chance to do, because it's 0, 40. So you have a 60% chance to do 80 damage or more. So most of the time this attack is going to actually be freaking phenomenal. I think it's probably the best card in the deck. Jolteon does have the 90 HP, a little bit squishier, but this is a tempo machine. Only 2 energy. If you draw Jolteon, like your opponent, and you get just a little bit lucky on the draw, on the coin flips, I mean, it could wipe out anything, especially if they put energy on their frontline Pokemon. They put a second energy, and then maybe they hit you for like 50, and then you just, boom, you instantly blow it up. Then they have no energy on their back line, right? So it's super good. A few other things I want to highlight here. Articuno is kind of a perfect unit for this deck as well. So and I don't even like Articuno EX as much, if I'm being honest. I mean, Articuno EX is probably better in some ways, but Ice Beam. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Honestly, just a pretty good effect. It's a little slow and clunky. It's 100 HP as a basic. It's pretty good. The 3 energy is actually kind of annoying because you need to get double water, which is rough. But when you actually get that paralysis, this attack effectively does 120 damage, right? Unless I don't remember if you could switch out when you're paralyzed. I think you can, but you can't attack. Maybe you can't switch out. I might actually be misremembering. I don't use it that much. But I mean, this attack basically does 120 when it actually lands. But really the most important thing here is that it has 100 HP. and it has a retreat cost of 1. So this is going to be how you go a lot of times. Well, oh, thank you for the follow. The 1 retreat cost is actually super important. You can see we keep relatively low retreat costs in our deck because you kind of want to, except for Krabby here. Krabby is basically filler. I love him, and KO Crab is really strong. I mean, in fact, I think Krabby straight up carries one of the games you're going to see, or Kingler does. It's like just a super strong card, but I would go with like a different angle probably. We'll talk about replacements in a second here. So I'm only running 1 potion. I don't think it's as good in this deck because we have the self-healing and then slightly squishy guys. It just, the potion doesn't usually feel good. However, you're running 2 Professor Research, 2 Pokeballs, 2 X Speed. The X Speed is so important. This is what's going to happen a lot of the times. You're going to put Articuno on the front because you just don't, you want to have something tankier up there because you don't want to put your Eevee down there because the Eevee is not that tanky, right? Only 60 HP. So you have Articuno down there. Then what's going to happen is you're going to play Misty on the Articuno. And sometimes you're going to get, if you get 1 energy, you're going to keep the Articuno there. You know, if you get at least 1 energy, you're going to use the Articuno basically until it dies, where it's going to just pretty much cause them a lot of damage. However, if Misty whiffs, it is really nice where you could have X speed to have, you could then put your energy on something like a, if you get Vaporeon out or if you get a Krabby out, you can put the water energy on one of those other things or just the Eevee. And then you could use the X speed whenever you want to just take this guy out for free. So you don't ever need to spend energy to put it on him because honestly, if you don't get the Misty to go off, it's just a little bit too slow of an ability without it doesn't do enough damage for what it's doing. To hurt their tempo, and it's just not enough tempo. But Misty completely flips that on its head. The last card here is every time you play Misty, you start flipping coins until you get tails. For every heads, you get to put a water energy on a Pokemon. I mean, I'm not joking when I say my first 10 times I used Misty, I got 0 energy. Then on the 11th time, she added 5 water energy to an Articuno. And then the next 2 times after that, she gave you 1 energy. So I had pretty bad variance in the beginning, but every single time she gets you 1 energy, she is a really good card, because she could be used on any water Pokemon. The other trainers or the supporters are specific Pokemon, and most of the specific Pokemon are terrible right now. But if she gives you 2 energy, I mean, you basically win the game. It's so hard to come back from ramping that much. I actually think it's too strong of a card, but it's balanced out by the fact that sometimes it does literally nothing and it just feels bad. So you don't want to rely on it. You want a backup plan for when it doesn't work. But if it works and gives you at least 1 energy, it's good. So a very common play pattern is you put Articuno up, right? Like I said, you put some energy on it, or you don't put any energy on it. You see if the Misty lands. If the Misty lands, then if she gets 3, you don't put any energy on it. But if it gets 1 or 2, you put an energy, you start Ice Beaming. If it whiffs, then I usually start putting energy on my Eevee instead to get ready for the Jolteon Vaporeon, whatever one that I feel like I need to go or whatever one I draw. And then I'm going to use an X speed to get Articuno out of there after it absorbs a couple hits and it's about to die. And then maybe later in the game, I draw a second Misty. If my other Pokemon are all good, I could then try to get the Ice Beam going again. Kingler, this is the replaceable stuff. Kingler is very good, but what I would replace it with is, can I go down to the, I don't really want to go into the lightning tree, if I'm being honest. I don't think they're quite exactly what I want. But one thing I would really like, and I think would be a super good, if you got rid of the Krabbies, the Kinglers, and I would probably go as far as to maybe get rid of 1 of the Articunos, and I would go with the Omastar line. This attack is so strong. During your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon can't attack. They basically have to retreat. It's too powerful an attack. And this is mostly a counter to the super beefy Pokemon that can one-shot you. There's a lot of people going around right now that are using like EX Mewtwo, EX Charizard, and they're just putting 4 or 5 energy on this card and then using it to sweep through your team. And this is really good where if you bring this out and you attack and they have 5 energy on that and no energy in the back line, suddenly they have to retreat with the card, but then they retreat and there's nothing else with it on the back line. This could be an instant win card against those types of strategies, which are really popular right now. However, I don't have enough. I only have 1 copy of the basic, and this isn't the basic, this is stage 1, and I only have 1 copy of the stage 2. So it's not something I could realistically run right now. The other replacement I would consider is you absolutely can run a Dragonite team. I don't particularly think Dragonite is good, but because this requires water and electricity, you're already running water and electricity. You absolutely could do, you know, Ram is this is a pretty good basic Pokemon with 70 HP and a pretty decent attack. You have to alternate the energies, which is tough, but sometimes it'll happen. Dragonair, again, slightly above, right? This is a stage 1. Normally they have 90 HP and deal 70 damage. It costs 1 more energy, but for a stage 1 Pokemon, it's still pretty good. And then Dragonite is also pretty good. If they only have 1 super Pokemon, this destroys them. If they have a bunch of Pokemon, dealing 50 damage to 4 different Pokemon isn't ideal, but it still does 200 damage to their team overall. So I think Dragonite, it could absolutely be a fit here. I think if I had 1 more Dragonair, I would probably run it, the 2, 2, and 2. Instead of the Kingler stuff and 1 Articuno, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. I would have to think about it a bit more exactly. I'd probably take out the potion as well at that point, and then that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then maybe run I'd figure it out. I'd be taking out quite a few basics, so it would actually be really easy to draw this. Maybe I'd only have to put 1 and keep the Pokeball. Maybe that'd be enough. I don't know. I'd have to think about it more, but that is something you might want to consider doing, going that direction as well. As far as other water replacements, I honestly think Kingler is pretty much just the best. I mean, it is 3 energy, but again, you're in water, you got Misty, so sometimes it's going to be really good. If you're looking in the lightning side of things, there's not that much that I'm super impressed with. If you want to go for ease, you could always throw in this guy here, right? The Heliolisk, because he takes 2 colorless energy, so it's pretty easy to get him going. But yeah, that's basically the team. As far as trainers and stuff, I don't really think you're going to want to mess with these too much. Giovanni, I don't think is worth it because you're already doing a lot of damage, and the Lieutenant Surge doesn't do anything. Brock doesn't do anything. Basically, you're running the really, really good stuff. You could run a red card if you want over the potion. I like having a potion because sometimes it matters for the math, and the red card usually, like, people use red card against me, it helps me equally as much as it hurts me, so it feels like kind of a waste of a card in a lot of matchups currently. But yeah, that's the deck. That is what the idea was. You know, Jolteon is kind of the all-star. Vaporeon is the all-star. Also, you could go with the Flareon build as well. You know, you basically have all 3, Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon is more thematic. But I don't think that team is super viable. I think you go super into the fire at that point, and you just have like 1 Vaporeon, 1 Jolteon, maybe to mix it up. But that becomes more of a Moltres Charizard team, I think, overall. But I mean, you could probably make it work, right? I just don't think 3 colors is something you really want to be doing right now. But yeah, that's the team. Let me know what you think about it. And for right now, that is the build. Hope you guys enjoy the games. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Very excited. This is some of my favorite cards in the game right now. Beginner. Yeah, right. Level 10, grow up, kid. The level is actually a pretty good indicator of your collection, right? Because it's based on not only how many packs you open, but that is the majority of experience, I believe. Oh, see, we're using an avatar that is deceiving. We go second here. All right, let's take a look. Honestly, not a bad start. Not an incredible start, but not a terrible start. We aren't getting that lightning right out the gate, so we do got to be careful, but with double professor, like, we're not super concerned here with running out of stuff to do. And I really need to find a better picture for my background. I love the Eevee, but it wasn't long enough, so I don't know. Don't worry about it. I'll worry about it. We're weak to fighting, aren't we? Yeah, so we do got to be careful. Professor's research. We do get the first attack in. And then if we can get into Vaporeon pretty quick, then we should be able to heal up. But it is a little scary. I wouldn't mind drawing a Jolteon for sure. I'd probably go Jolteon first because they can attack a turn sooner. Unless we also get a Misty. Potion's going to be helpful here because we're taking 30 damage, right? And we're generating water next turn, actually. So we're pretty much set. But I would like to draw a Misty still. I don't think Pokeball can draw our Fossil, which makes it pretty bad. But we will drop the Eevee. Sorry, game. Lagging. It's not lagging on here, though. Don't worry. I have to just make an action, and it'll catch up. There you go. All right. Now, the question is, do we want to use this energy on the Eevee and attack? We could always X-Speed Retreat Potion. Yeah. I'm taking too long. I don't know why it's going so slow all of a sudden. I literally never had any problems with it, but now that I'm recording, it wants to give me issues. I mean, they're only hitting us with this Sandshrew for 10 damage more than we're taking. Then we're dealing out ourselves. We both started with double Professor in our hand, huh? I mean, that's not crazy, but it is, you know, it means it's a high draw game. Maybe I should have put red card in here. Red card is really good, but I don't think it's as good in this version of the game. Oh, there's like a chess timer, huh? If a game goes to 20 minutes, you're out. That will one-shot us. For sure. Unless we get Misty. What are you weak to? You're weak to grass, right? Yeah. We got the Jolteon. We could just go for the kill here. It's actually almost guaranteed. Watch how good Jolteon is. Let's go ahead and draw this first. Double Misty. So we're going to Jolteon here. We're going to Vaporeon here. Okay, we're going to Pin Missile here. We're just be faster, game. All right, Pin Missile, 4 coins, 40 damage for each head. So let's go. I'll do it. We need to get, we have a 50% chance, right? We need 2. How about all 4? Take 160, you nerd. All right, I mean, that's probably GG right there. They don't have any energy on anything else right now. That is so much damage this early. That's actually kind of crazy. Waiting for opponent. Yeah, you know, I bet. Every now and then I got to do this. If you don't do an action, then it kind of messes up. I could just play directly from the tablet, but it's so much more fun to play pretending that I have a computer here. So we even have a chance where if we wanted to, we could just like switch out Vaporeon. Vaporeon is so tanky as like a frontliner, and Jolteon is like our executioner. But honestly, if we get the Omnite plan going, I don't think it'll work, but I actually think it is potentially best in slot if we actually had all the cards we needed to run it. Although double Omnite is not exactly what we want. Let's see how Misty helps us out here. We might have burnt all of our coin flips already. Yeah, we already burnt all of our coin flips. It's okay. We could always run this guy away if we need to. They are going to try to get 50 damage on us here. We have another Misty next turn. We do have to land 2 coins, so it's still only a 50-50, right? But that happens sometimes. But it is pretty much, I would say it's almost a guaranteed kill. Because they're probably not going to put an energy on him to retreat him and then put someone else at risk. But X-Speed will let us get them out of there. And then Vaporeon, usually I feel like when Vaporeon retreats, they don't need to usually go back in that frequently. Because when they retreat, it means that they were going to die. Because typically you just try to heal through it. Give me my... We already used both of our Eevees, so we don't have anything. Let's go ahead and... We're going to throw this here. Do you think they have like a burst to kill this character? Maybe. That takes 3. I'd like 1, please. Double Misty fail. Let's take a look. You do the wave. You do 30 damage for each of your bench Pokemon. And it's 369. That is enough to one-shot our guy, but I don't think they have a way to put the energy on him really quick. So I think we're just going to Pin Missile and hope we don't whiff, which is unlikely, but it's literally not impossible. There we go. We had some luck there. We haven't given up all of our heads yet. All right, we are at 2 points. They are a colorless deck, huh? I think all their cards are colorless, actually. I do like that this Eevee is right above this Eevee, and that Eevee looks kind of like that Eevee as well over there. Weakness to lightning. Very brave move. I don't understand why. But, you know. That honestly, that Jolteon on turn 2 is just too powerful, I think, honestly. I'm hoping we're going to be able to get a game where we can actually use Omnite. You have to get a pretty good early draw, though, I think, to actually get them. Yeah, I mean, we just drew a lot of the dupes. But, I mean, Jolteon just carried, you know? Jolteon does do that. I mean, we only have to land 1 coin for them to die. So, there we go. Going overboard there. Yeah, sometimes you go overboard, sometimes you don't. 180 damage, please. Putting us over the edge. I mean, Jolteon is just such a strong card. Like, actually kind of nuts. I mean, you have to not get completely unlucky, but you get to flip 4 coins. All right. Good game, Ginger44. You know, or here's to a good game, I should say. So, from the first game, the only thing I changed is I took out Omnite, whatever, you know, the little thing, because his item, his basic Pokemon's an item, and it doesn't count as a basic Pokemon in the deck. So it doesn't, the Pokeballs weren't really doing anything. Like, I played a Pokeball and it didn't draw a card because I had both my Eevees, so I didn't have enough basics, basically. So I switched them out with Krabby Patties. We do have an early Articuno and Misty Pokeball. I mean, this is a great starting hand. As long as the Misty does something. If Misty gives you 1 energy, it's really good. If it gives you 2 energy, it's busted. However, I have been keeping count since I've started playing this game, and I've played Misty. I have used Misty 7 times, and I have gotten exactly 0 energy from 7 plays of Misty. But that's bound to change. I think our opponent might be having connectivity issues. They did get the 2 Mews. We are going to go for the Misty. Not even going to think about it. We're just going to get an energy right here, right now. Boom. Oh, that's 8 in a row. 8 in a row with nothing. Why, Misty? Are you such a piece of crap, bro? All right, this is going to be a crabby game. We haven't drawn a... Well, we don't get to put an energy. Going first feels like such a disadvantage, bro. Sorry, there's something wrong with my connection right now. Might need to... I'll probably fix that. Be able to fix that tomorrow, but... Because it hasn't been doing this, but... It's having a hard time keeping up with how awesome my plays are, basically. X speed is super important for, like... Because if Misty would have went off, we would have gone all in on Articuno, like, in the early game to, like, kill these things, you know, get ahead. But when Misty doesn't go off, Articuno has a 1 retreat, so we could pump the energy into our Krabby Patty, or ideally, we could start getting on a Vaporeon. Vaporeon is so good, but they're not good against these big EX things. We might get another chance at Misty here, though, next turn. Let's take a look. Very bad draws. Very bad draws. Is the Ice Beam the play still? It's tough to say when you need 2 water. That Misty really screwed it. Like, it's fine that Misty screwed us over, but those 2 draws were also pretty bad. The second X speed is pretty much not needed most games, and the follow-up Krabby is not good. Like, an Eevee would have been fine. They're gonna go pretty deep here. Okay. If they have Gengar does 50, right? All right, just draw a Misty, get it all in on the Articuno, and win right here. All right, and that draws an Eevee, I think, guaranteed at this point. That's the only basic we have left. Sorry for the really annoying animations. I promise I'll get it fixed, but I don't know. It literally has been working all day. The second I decide to record, it's when it goes donkey water. There's no good choice here. They always use the X speed, but who do we retreat into? The other Articuno that can't attack and is going to get hit for 50? I don't think so. We could switch to Eevee and then retreat Eevee for 0 because they can't. I don't think they can one-shot Eevee, and then maybe the Vaporeon's healing will make up for it. I wish there was a button I could hit that didn't cover the whole screen. Maybe I could do this. Yeah, so they did have it. Getting like straight into your rank 2 when I literally can't even yeah. I feel like I'm pretty behind here, but Gengar is really good. Only needing 1 energy for that 50 damage, but we played around it, you know. Yeah, I mean, without Jolteon, the tempo is so rough. Come on, game. Like, I don't even want to. I mean, Jolteon's clear. I feel like definitely the best card in our deck. I mean, Vaporeon is good, but I'm not like blown away with them yet. All right, just grab. You know, I could use a heads this game. There we go. I'm not in love with Articuno, but Articuno is really good when Misty works on it. And it's just a basic Pokemon that can kind of sit there and tank and then retreat. Like, they serve an important purpose. But I'm not going to pretend like I've been blown away with Articuno. All right, opponent. Battle log. Man. Where's the Jolteons? So in the bottom of our deck, we have another Professor. And the last 6 cards are Professor, Jolteon, Vaporeon. I don't know. It's all like, we really want that Professor, I won't lie. We're going to let this Eevee die. I think we're going to start getting KO Crab going because it can one-shot in 33% of the time. And then they're going to come in and one-shot our boy here, but that is only 1 point for them. We don't care if they get paralyzed or not. I mean, I guess we care a little bit. They could retreat it, but if they're not going to retreat it. I think that would be really bad for them. They do need a second Psychic Energy. I didn't even look at what their energy pool is. It's another Water, actually, and Lightning. They have Lightning in there, too? Maybe they will retreat it, then. You'd only put that on there to retreat them. And they're also, like, they're going to lose just from having 3 different colors in their deck. I mean, maybe they won't lose. Who knows, right? But also, there's 2 potions, right? So I'm definitely not going to retreat. We did get the Misty. It's a little late for Misty to matter. That's 9 Misties in a row without a single water energy. Literally 9. I mean, we're getting into unheard of territory. We're about more likely to pull a fucking legendary rare here than that we are to. A potion would have been great there too. Still, Jolteon will be fantastic when he shows up. All right, let's go ahead and get the let's get the paralysis here. Hit him where it hurts. Nice, good job. For every Misty miss, we do get a paralysis, so that, you know, it works out. They're getting 2 more Lightning in a row. I don't even know if they have Lightning in their deck. I haven't seen it yet. I wonder if it's a mistake in their deck building or if there's like a legitimate reason for it. Can you retreat? I think you could retreat while paralyzed. Man, I'm so sorry about like the delay in the connection here. It was going so good earlier, but it's 2 a.m. here and I gotta record a video, right? I still have another video to record after this one too. Not even this game, you know, I'm trying to cover multiple games. There's our Jolty boy. I think we are gonna wait. Maybe not. I mean, Jolteon could just come in and sneak in a good amount of damage, right? We'll put the lightning on there now. No matter what we have, we're good. We could retreat the Articuno and just go in with the hammer. Well, not this turn, I guess. We already put the lightning on him. All right. Let's just try to paralyze again. Let's see what Articuno's made of. Articuno, you're not made of the strongest stuff, but you're all right. The fact that they can't use their Psy Drive is just gonna be what gets them, probably. I mean, if this thing dies, it's gonna be so strong. Like, we could bring KO Crab to come kill him here, guaranteed, if they don't retreat him. And then they can't one-shot KO Crab, and then Jolteon can one-shot probably most things on their team. I mean, Jolteon has the potential to do 160 for 2 energy. But he does have the potential. He's just as likely to do 160 as he is to do 0, I'll admit. But it's very unlikely to do either of those. When I say very unlikely, I mean there's 4 outcomes. You know, 5 outcomes. Because 0 coins, 1 coin, 2 coin, 3 coin, 4 coins. There's 5 outcomes. So each of them's a 20% chance. Okay, well, we are going to bring KO Crab in. Where's our last Professor? You know what? When Professor's the last card in your deck, he's not as good, man. But now we can put the other Eevee down. Vaporeon might still have a chance in this match. I mean, this is 2 points for us. What did they put down? I wasn't even paying attention. Oh, it actually did 160. There we go. Misty, why can't you do that? Yeah, the Articuno freeze. If the Articuno actually does paralyze, it is really good, but it's almost like you want to treat that as bonus upside, not like I wouldn't run them because of that ability, because you're paying a premium for that ability, but it is waiting for opponent. They only have 9 seconds left. Oh, it's because it's giving them 4 seconds to choose who they're putting in. Okay. All right. That looks like a surrender, but maybe there's something else going on here. Their energy situation is definitely costing them, right? There's no doubt about it. They still haven't gotten another psychic. I mean, oh, it all adds up, doesn't it? Why? You literally can't even use that card, right? I don't think we're confident enough to attempt to win using this Jolteon right now. Although, are we? It takes 3 to retreat. I mean, they probably have something. Here we go. Let's draw the rest of our deck. One of them, there should be 2 potions, right? Oh, did I take a potion out? I must have. We're going to use Vaporeon here. We're going to energy him up. Here's the thing. There's no way it's the wrong decision to attack. I want to win with Jolteon for the sake of the video, but Jolteon's already gotten some love here, and it's King Crab's turn. Pretty good Pokemon overall, honestly. I mean, you're paying an extra energy cost for that upside, which I'd prefer if it didn't. But still, honestly, you do an extra damage, 10 damage, and you have the chance to double it. Like, you have a 1 in 3 chance to crit. You have water, you have lightning. Concede. There we go. Victory to Kingler. Thank you, Kingler. Hello, hope here's to a good game. To be fair to like the bad quality of like the cards and stuff being on a delay, I mean, I am in New Zealand, right? So it's pretty far away. Going second always makes me to return. who do I want up here? I kind of want Articuno because they go so hard. Without guaranteeing that we're going to draw something else good, I mean, we're just going to go like this and hope they red card us. Why would they help us draw cards? I don't know. Yeah, I guess I used to think red card was really good, and I bet it is, like, broken and, like, actual Pokemon, I know it's got to be a broken card. But in here, it's not. Well, if Misty gives us 2 energy, we win. If Misty gives us 1 energy, it's good. If Misty gives us 0 energy, her giving us 0 energy is bad, but it's not the worst because we can always put an energy on here, and if we have to retreat, we can. They're running the old Amber. Isn't that Aerodactyl? It is scary. Oh, they got Articuno GX. Do I get to see it? Here we go. This attack also does 10 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Kind of who cares? I actually think that Articuno is like not necessarily better than ours. Let's see what we do. Get mystified. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no. What happened? What happened? Oh. You don't expect the turn 1 4 energy, do ya? Yeah, no one ever expects the turn 1 4 energy Ice Beam. Articuno v Articuno. Let's go. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't do anything. That's 5 heads. Ditto is now paralyzed. Get out of here, Ditto. Is Ditto good? Ditto must be good against very, very specific Pokemon because it can be ran anywhere. But there's like that 1-cost guy that can hit for 30, but only has like 30 HP. Ditto having 70 HP would make him a better version of that. Oh no. Roll it. Yes! The Misty giveth and the Misty taketh away. The Misty giveth? Why does my finger look red? And the Misty taketh away. I actually turned up the saturation like 1% on my camera. There we go. Victory? That was not Articuno, that victory there. That was mystified. Somebody help me. I turned my saturation up like literally a couple points, and I look like, I didn't realize I looked so purple, bro. Can you just go down to like gray? I kind of like that actually. I don't know what it is. Can you just put on auto? It doesn't really work. There we go. I shouldn't be so purple now. I don't know. Just put it over here and let's move on with our day. What do we got here? We're playing with Crabster. I mean, an early Kingler with a Misty is going to be very good. This Pokemon sucks. I'm not nervous at all. Oh, they're playing Metal. Misty not working on Eevee is a little bit of a bummer, but it's okay. All right, just draw the Krabby out of my deck if you got to. I'd prefer an Articuno, but it's okay. All right, so let's take a look exactly what we do here. Misty just gonna be a easy 2. 1. Ooh, 1. Okay, okay. Still something though. Let's go ahead and put our Eevee down. And then I'm gonna keep the Krabby. I mean, maybe it's worth playing him in case I get red carded. He doesn't go back into the deck. But I would rather play a second Eevee and a Articuno, you know? The metal monsters have been pretty strong, so they're going to get a bunch of basics down now. Interesting. So they're playing Pidgeot. Or Pidgeotto. Which one? Pidgeotto, Pidgeot, right? Pidgeot is the third one. Double the speed is actually pretty good here. Oh, and then we even get a lightning next turn, so we'll be able to go double. We'll be able to do double X speed into like a Jolteon super hit. Although, oh, I forgot to play Jolteon first. I'm used to Magic with the second main phase. I apologize. I mean, they got their professors. But to be fair, we did get a free energy off of Misty. I mean, that's ramp. You did red card me, so I did forget to play my Jolteon. I'm going to be punished for it, probably. Yeah, I mean, this is a worse hand than it was. I got punished for both not playing my Krabby and forgetting to play this Jolteon, so we might have thrown away the Misty advantage there, which is rough. You don't want to do that. Red card, that was the first time in this since I played this game that red card's been good. I can't believe I forgot to play that Jolteon, man. Oh. I also. All right, Misty on the Artie boy. 1. Misty, you've become a very good card. The variance on you is insane. I am gonna play the Krabby here, I think. Just because we know they're probably running 2 red cards, right? So it's not like Krabby's bad. They got a Pidgey, a Pidgeotto. Again, I'm sorry about this. Yeah, Continuous Lick has a great chance to kill us. They have to get 2 heads in a row. Wasn't even really thinking about that, honestly. For some reason, I thought they were just going to not invest into that. Just get a Tails, and the game's over. It's not over, but it'll be very good for us. Ugh. Oh my god. All right, well, I'll admit that's literally 300 damage. So Krabby did not exactly hold up there, I won't lie. That could be very hard for us to, well, you know what? It's time for Eevee to shine, bro. That's right. Jolteon? Potentially. The question is, would we even want to use Jolteon? They don't have any energy on anything else, so I don't even think we'd want to use Jolteon. I don't really want to use Articuno either. We want to be able to use Articuno next turn, especially if they use Pidgeot. And they literally don't have energy on anything else. So I don't even know if they bring Pidgeot out. Get smacked on? Get schmeckled? I don't know what that word means. I thought it meant nothing, but now that I said it, I feel like it meant something. It sounded like schmack to me. Let's get that Jolteon money. How much does this do? This hits for 70. Yeah, my Wi-Fi is fucked up, man. This is like, I'm sure this is almost unwatchable, and I apologize for that. But you know what? We live, we grow, we improve. I mean, Lickitung is so bad. I mean, he did do 300 damage, but it also took 3 turns or 4 turns, and he died in 2 hits, you know? Jolteon would have fucked him up, bro. God, I'm so upset that I forgot to play my Jolteon. Red card punished. Okay, well, not anymore. You're weak to lightning, I suspect. So, would you like the taste of my Jolts? Jolteon, more like it. Let's go. And if they... I mean, the thing is, if they use their thing, it doesn't even matter too much. Pin missile. All you gotta do is land a couple. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. He's only got 60 HP. He's only got 60 HP. That's enough. We're at 2 points to 1 point. They've got a Pidgeot that could bring out our Articuno. Articuno can... How much? This does 70? I still think we're fine. Like, I'll let them kill my Jolteon. I don't even care. I'm sure they got some metal monsters in there somewhere. Don't worry, they're coming. Okay, they definitely went with the bird theme. And we could just one-shot him here, which I'm totally okay with. Let's put this down. I'm actually gonna put the energy here, right? That way I could choose kind of if we ever draw that Kingler. Kingler is good. I only have the 1 though. All right, let's just win right here, right? Let's get 3 in a row. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. 3. Good job. That's 140. You're weak to lightning. Good game. Jolteon is the MVP. Card play of the game, Jolteon. Jolteon is so fucking sick, man. For a stage 1 Pokemon, this guy is electrifying. Turning on the screen.